Hello again, all of you most magnificent and beautiful beings. I hope today your heart is open for love and your soul is open and ready for light. I would love to talk about the ascension process today, the ascension process that is happening indeed on earth, so that you might join the frequencies of rising higher with more ease and total inspiration. So, I'd like to invite you on an imagination journey with me. So relax and pause and feel the movement within starting to stir. First, visualize a room where human reality lives. And you see across the room there are many posters, flyers, information sheets, and all the sticky notes of life on the wall. Think of these as the paradigms you have produced as a human race. In other words, all the materials on the wall across from you have come from your own creations as humans. You might say you have had projectors shining the material of you onto the walls, forming the various programs, beliefs, guidelines, and paradigms that you indeed see on earth. The problem, though, in creating this 3D life is that you begin to believe that the wall and the materials on it have come from some outside source other than you. And you feel that your very safety depends on following the guidelines on the wall of these projected realities. Therefore, you feel completely necessary to pursue these paradigms, even though by now you have outgrown them by the nature of them being creations from your past. Nevertheless, you set up altars by the wall and give much sanctity and sacredness to what has been written, as if it has come from some crucial and significant outside wisdom that is so much bigger and more important than you. You begin to be what I call a self-responder to this outside projection in order to be saved and loved and accepted. And so you are responsive and responding to these outside prescriptions, you see, and trademarks on the wall. And I must say you are very busy doing this. Unfortunately, your inside creative powers dim as you lead the various ways to move through your world from the viewpoint of the room with this wall. You become more outside-in responders instead of inside-out soul creators. In addition, as you study the wall in the room, you might never realize that your guidelines and beliefs and thoughts are actually very relative to where you sit in the room, and therefore what you believe reality to be. For as you look down the row of humans projecting as well onto the screen of the wall, you see so many different shapes and sizes of little data bits, some much different from your own and some the same, but you see this down the row. So you see, depending on where you sit, your reality indeed shifts. Know that over time, the projections of the human race have been so much about survival and separation. And therefore, you have developed circuitry in your body, your mind, your heart, and even in your soul to respond to this. And your response continues to grow these frequencies onto the wall, further perpetrating these old paradigms. This is the law of resonance. Now the ascension process, you see, takes place in a much more delicious discovery of your inner world. And in this ascension process, you become more aligned with your soul self or your higher self inside. And you begin studying this inner world instead of the walled world outside of you. This inner questing brings new paradigms and potential higher alignment, of course, with Source and the cosmos, because after all, your inner world is the conduit to all of this. So as you navigate this ascension journey, you realize that the all of you couldn't possibly be found on the wall in the 3D. As the contours of this inner you become a little more clear, the sheets of paper on the wall become a bit dim and shaded, as there is less resonation now with your inner world. You might become connected to, in fact, a higher source of energy that begins to fuel you and inspire you, raising the frequency of your inner light quotient. So as you raise up, imagine now that you are levitating, and notice the ceiling disappears. As you rise up to the next level, the wall board begins in this first room to become dimmer and dimmer, because after all, remember, you carry the projector of light that illuminates that which is around you. And so you take this with you, and you begin to build a new world with it. You find yourself in the room above and begin to create anew from this great soul artist within. And you might say a new painting arrives on the wall. This painting is in the now, in the you, and is unfurling the higher light of your soul. It is captivating and for it inspiring to continue to create from this place within. At times you will become tempted to look at the room below in case new bulletins of SOS. Look and see what's on the board now. And you will be tempted to go and take a peek, even though you see that wall has dimmed and is full of what look like just shuffled papers. But just be careful how far back you go into the room. Because remember, the closer you get, the more light you project on that wall, and you may become too interested in that which has been from past. And your older circuitry will begin to resonate or vibrate with that old wall, and see something that pulls you towards the outside temptations of, those themes of safety and belonging to that 3D world. But as you become more steadfast and committed to the room above with a soul view, I love that, a soul view you have, the projector no longer lights the walls of the 3D, and so the past paradigms begin to fade without the light. The only reason the human race is so stuck with the darkness of fear and violence and hate and separation is because humans continue to shine a light on these frequencies. And therefore they grow them right before their eyes, not realizing these are human creations that will totally fade without the light of their inner projections that resonate with the wall. Resonation, you see, is such an important process of ascension. For remember, your own programs and beliefs or feelings and thoughts will tend to find things in the outside world that resonate with them, that vibrate in that frequency. So remember, number one, you can decide with the sovereignty of your own free will that you will no longer shine the light on the old paradigms of fear and separation. Second, you can raise your own inner light frequency quotient, moving to the next floor, and then design new higher vibrational resonations within, like love and peace and unity. You are the creators, but you have become a little lost because you have been looking at the totality of the programs on the wall of the 3D that say, indeed, you are not the creators, but only the responders, resonating with that which is outside of you, and thus continuing to keep those old walls intact. Ascension is a process by which you take back your soul creation status, creating the frequency from within it and shining it outward, building new forms and contours that resonate with such. So let's go back to the second floor, shall we? Much more beautiful place. where there are no preconceived drawings on the wall. So here you begin to create the designs on the canvas before you, and because they are deep within you, your soul self, they are indeed more directly connected with Source. And so these high heart paintings are live and vibrate when projected and produce on the new walls these new alive designs, and they begin to themselves interact with you, further inspiring more of this depth of being within to create the golden figure eight of resonation is birthed in the 5D, where you become the high frequency creator and the world of the wall becomes you, mirroring and reflecting this beauty of you. Now, add this to all the others who are also in this room, this new room, creating this higher place. And you begin to glimpse, truly glimpse, the fifth dimension. Eventually, in higher states of ascension or dimensional movement, you become one with that which you create. And since you hold all of creation within you, you become one with the all of everything. So, just a little bit about Ascension today. You might say Ascension is tuning in, turning on, vibing up, and flowing out to create a new dawn. Raising the frequency quotient of illumination so that you might utilize and shift awareness and consciousness towards creating this new world on earth. This is why you have come. Creating this world from the very materials you have brought with you in your sweet soul. So I say to you, study less the outer trappings of old paradigms on these walls of that first room, that have after all been just a projection of 3D, well, let's say stressed minds, dulled hearts, tired bodies, and sometimes forgotten souls. The separation programs written on the walls simply no longer apply. Become aware instead of this unified field within you that is after all connected to all beings, all life, the cosmos, and of course, Source. Know you are one. You are one of the ones, here to bring new paradigms of the new dawn to earth, where the force of fierceness of love, unity, peace, and joy will lead the human heart. For after all, this is the higher nature of the beautiful, most magnificent human beings. It is your destiny. It may not appear so, but oh, it is. So go within and explore the truth of why you have come. And know these deep soul yearnings that spark life. Move up, move out with the buoyancy of your soul frequencies. Remember though, you hold the projector of light so that you might build new realities without walls, without echoes of the dampened past frequencies of human living, but instead harken the beauty of your deepest, most sacred, illuminated landscapes that will move and shape the ascension process for every human on earth. So exciting these times. Go within and find that lighted soul self. You know, that place where your love lives and the desires for unity spring forth. Create higher frequency patterning that resonate and move you to sing the new chorus of the fifth dimensional sounding. So I say to you, tune in, turn on, vibe up, and flow out. You have come to earth to become the soul creator, moving walls of division and dissolving paradigms of diminishment, for you are so much more than you know. Let's take this journey together, huh? I would like that so much. so that you might discover what so many of us in the cosmos know and see. You are magnificent, you are powerful, you are beautiful. Know this, feel this, be this. So it shall be, and so it is. And I say to you, Mila, and Mila means in light language, so much love to you. Mila.